Hey, what's going on, gang? I'm the Blue Ranger, and welcome to my reaction video and final thoughts on SOMA. Now, I'm doing this a little bit differently than I did in the past. This is live on Twitch right now as we just finished the game. We're just over 5 hours into this stream of ups and downs as we finished off one of the most thought-provoking games of my entire life. And I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to involve some of the people that have been here throughout the last few hours of this game, and people who've been here throughout the entire series on Twitch, give them a chance to give some feedback as well. So I'm going to have something of a conversation. Gotta love it. Thank you, Deej. Thank you for that $1, you magnificent piece of man meat. So obviously this is live and there are people involved. I should probably put chat on screen. You know what, I didn't even think of that, but whatever. I'm just gonna read the important things that pop out, and so I'll do my best to cover it. Now, first things first, and I want to make this very clear from the get-go. This game is incredible. I've said that recently about a few games, but there's some games coming up that are not going to get that same review. This game's incredible, and it made me think about things that I've never thought about before in my entire career as a gamer. Basically, like a couple of people in chat have said, Calibus being a driving force in the conversations in this game is that what is life? SOMA equals what is life. Because, and it's funny, there's a lot of people, and I don't want to go too far down the rabbit's hole because this can get really negative, but there's a lot of that pro-choice, pro-life argument on what is life and when does life begin and all that stuff. This is totally different. This is totally different because in this game, you're constantly making copies of not only, and there are spoilers, so right now, I'm making spoilers. I'm going to stop before I say anything else. If you don't want spoilers on this game, you are in the wrong video. So, that being said, you're constantly making copies not only of other people on Pathos 2, but also of yourself. There's multiple copies going on. You have to decide whether or not to leave those files intact, to sit forever, or to or you destroy those files and that person's whole personality and thought processes and everything about that person is now gone. You have to make these decisions, and you base them entirely off of whether or not you think that's the right choice, and you have to decide. You have to be the driving force behind it. You need to make the choices for yourself. Ban Blue for spoiler? No, sorry guys. I not only put the spoiler out there, but you guys were here for it. And so, you know, there's that idea that Aratorius brings up. What makes someone human? Is it the body? Is it the soul? Now, soul is not. I'm not using that in a religious term. I'm using that as a term for our intelligence, our personality, our growth, and our experiences, and all that. I'm just going to refer to it as our souls, because you have the physical form and then you have the non-physical form, and in this game you deal with the non-physical form. The body is gone. So I guess our essence, I don't know if that's the right term. I mean, it is our mind, guys, but it's more than that. Our mind is still something of a physical attribute. The soul, the spirit, spirit sounds more religious to me than the soul. You know, you can have our electrons. To me, I'm just going to use the term soul to embody what. Shut up, Shield. To embody what I'm referring to. And so you have the souls, the entire essence, I guess, works. The essence of our being, and you have to decide whether or not to let that rot at the bottom of the ocean with no humans or anything to interact with forever, or to end that and moves on, you know, to move on and hope you made the right choice. And the choices in this game, I don't think matter. I'm gonna say it. I don't think I could have made either one of the choices at any impasse, and I don't think it would have affected anything. And due to that, you know, it was a game that just made me think. At no point was I like, am I making the wrong choice for the progression of the game? What it did is, but Blue, that exactly happened. What do you mean that exactly happened? I guess what I'm saying is I didn't make the choices based on what I thought was going to be best for the game. I made the choices based entirely on what I thought was right and what I thought was wrong. You still end up alone at the bottom of the ocean with a missing hand. Exactly. So what we're getting at here is at the end of the game, the quick rundown. If you didn't watch any of it at all, I'm going to give a really quick rundown. You start off as a man going through a breakup or a divorce or something like that, and you go in and you sign up for a brain scan. I'm sure there was some sort of monetary backing to it as to why you'd want to have your brain scanned. And when you wake up from this very awkward doctor's office brain scan, you are in this underwater, like, science rocket station thing, and you have no idea what's going on, and you quickly come to learn that you are a robot with your intelligence embedded in it. Your soul is in this robot. And so now you move through it, you meet Catherine, who is another human but in robot form, but she is in the form of like an AI. You carry her around in the Omnitool, and when you plug her in, she walks back, she comes back. Oh, you got out of a car accident which killed your spouse and gave you brain damage. How did I miss that? Not divorce. Oh shit. Okay. I totally missed that. I didn't realize that I was brain damaged. Huh. That would explain why I went in for a brain scan. And so, wow. Okay, learning something right now. But the point is, we're this is an appropriate song because this song is this game was heavy. At the end, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a vessel called the Ark, which is basically a large computer vessel that it has every scanned human being inside of it, and it is basically a running simulation of life. So, yeah, right. Blue's entire scope of the story has been wrong from the beginning. Exactly. But you're trying to get the Ark, which is essentially Noah's Ark, onto a rocket to launch it in outer space. Now what happens in the Ark is every brain scan that's been uploaded is now part of a computer simulation of human existence. And that way we can keep the human history and the human race alive, even if it's in artificial form. But is it really? Then we get into the heavy question of, is it artificial? Because in the very end of the game, after the credits, spoilers still, you go into the Ark and you experience what the Ark really is when you wake up in that chair and you're still there. So you have to make these decisions, and at the very end of the game, when you launch the Ark, what you upload to the Ark is yet another copy of yourself and Catherine. And then you launch the rocket, you realize that you are not actually physically on it. Your brain that you've been operating is not there. There's one there, but you're still here, and you get into an argument with Catherine. All the power on the entire station just fails. She disappears mid-argument, and you're lost alone in the depths of the ocean by yourself entirely. And it is an absolute nightmare. It is so heavy and so hard to just stomach all of that. I think we've had a lot of discussions regarding, at one point, you copy yourself into another form that'll help you go into the okay, that's weird, Dialga. You copy yourself into another form that'll help you go into the depths of the ocean better, and the original copy is still there. And you have to decide whether or not to let that version of yourself wake up alone on this space station, or this underwater station, and you have to choose whether or not to leave it there to rot for eternity or to kill it. And is it really killing it? So now here's the real mindfuck question. In the end, it shows you in the chair still. Now go back to the body swap. You won the dice roll and then killed the old you. No, wait a minute. Here's the real mind. Now go back to the body swap. You won the dice roll and then killed the old you. I mean, did I commit? I discussed that actually, Calibus. I discussed that in the game. I know you weren't around. You were at work, but we discussed that. I go, is killing my another version of myself, an older version of myself, considered a strange form of suicide, or am I mercy killing a person who I know intimately myself for their benefit? So I mean, there's a lot of things like. I don't know how else to put it. You have to play the game. You have to play the game to really understand it. You have to allow yourself to be there. Because you can play games like Life is Strange and Soma and even things like Tales from the Borderlands. They're all three of those are wildly different games, but there's emotions involved with all three of those games, and you have to allow yourself to be immersed in those emotions in order to really get the full experience out of it from what I've gathered. And so if I were you, I would try this game out. It is terrifying. This game scared the shit out of me multiple times, and that's not just because people were donating and making the things scream at me, but in general, the game actually scared the crap out of me. It is a very good game. It is a very scary game. It is a very fun game, and it is a very, very rewarding game in the way that it makes you think about things. Yeah, but based on the ending, it gives you a whole different perspective. You now realize that the old you is still sentient and alive. Absolutely! The old me was alive, but there was... Calibus, is there a way for me to get both of us on there? You know, if I had brought the other... If there was an option to bring that other me with me, could we have uploaded that me as well? Because I don't think so. At the end there, we barely had enough time to upload the two of us. So was it still sentient? Yes. But could we have gotten a second me, a third passenger, a second me onto that arc? No. We couldn't have. We couldn't have. And people say, you know, you might be able to say, well, we could have done things differently. No, yeah, knowing what we know now, we could do things differently. But that's the way the whole world works. Knowing what I know now, I could have won the lottery 14 times. Like, that's so, you're both on there already. How are we both on there already, Calibus? I upload my brain at the very end. Because technically, the technically fourth you is all of you. Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but the only thing keeping me alive would benefit is keeping the old me alive would benefit was having somebody to spend eternity with, and I would drive myself crazy. I don't know how else to put that. Yes and no, Calibus. You have memories of every single past you've combined from the one that you are currently at. The one that I killed, if I didn't kill it and it woke back up, I would not have those memories. Those memories from then on out are their own. So what you're saying is if the main character was John Legend, all of me is all of you is an accurate statement. I hate you so much, Deej. Guys, thank you so much for watching this entire series with me. Thank you for enjoying it on Twitch. This has been an awesome experience. I did struggle at a couple points towards the end when somehow I ran back against the current and managed to survive and the game didn't kill me off, and I got really fucking frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. And then that part at the end with the giant electric eel thing where it's just supposed to piss you off, it pissed me off, and I thought that was some pretty poor game development. If you know anything about my experience with Life is Strange, you know how much I hated the bottles in Life is Strange. That was the bottles in Life is Strange. There was just parts of this game where it was like they intentionally got you lost, and it made me really unhappy. I didn't see any fun. The strength, just like Life is Strange, the strength in this game is the story, and they purposefully steered me away from the story a few too many times. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends if you like what you see here, and you can always catch me at twitch.tv/I'mTheBlueRanger Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. This has been an absolute delight, and I will catch you guys in the next series. Alright, how